At the edge of the Aravalli hills, where the desert begins to whisper, stands a fort that sleeps when the sun sets. A sign warns you entry after sunset is strictly prohibited. They say voices echo here at night, anklets ring in empty halls, and wind carries the sorrow of a princess long gone. Welcome to Bhangarh, the city that fell into a curse and never rose again. Nestled between Jaipur and Alwar in Rajasthan, Bhangarh Fort rises from the wilderness. Its crumbling gates, stone bazaars, and silent temples frozen in time. The landscape feels heavy as if every rock remembers. Built in the late 16th century by Raja Madhu Singh, the younger brother of the great Man Singh of Ambhar, Bhangarh was once a thriving fortified town, alive with trade, music, and temple bells. But today, the same walls hum a different tune, a song of loss, legend, and lingering spirits. Long before the fort existed, a sage named Baba Bhalaknath lived on this very hill. He meditated here, untouched by the world. When the king asked permission to build a town, the sage agreed but warned, "No house shall cast its shadow upon mine. If it does, this city will turn to dust." For years, the townsfolk obeyed until pride outgrew devotion. One ambitious palace rose higher than the sage's heart, and when its shadow fell, the prophecy awakened. But legends rarely come alone. The most famous tale speaks of Princess Ratnavati, celebrated as the jewel of Rajasthan, so graceful that poets said even the moon dimmed beside her beauty. In the same kingdom lived a tantric sorcerer named Singhia, who studied forbidden arts and loved the princess from afar. He knew she would never look his way, so he turned to magic. One day, as Ratnavati's maid bought perfumed oil in the bazaar, Singhia whispered a spell over the bottle that whoever touched the oil would fall helplessly in love with him. But destiny plays its own tricks. The princess sensed the enchantment and, in a moment of fury, threw the bottle, which struck a boulder. The rock rolled down the hill, crushing the sorcerer to death. And with his final breath, he cursed her and her city. Bhangarh shall perish, and no soul shall ever live within its walls. Soon after, war broke out. The kingdom fell, and the once luminous city turned into stone and silence. History speaks softly but confirms the fall. Bhangarh's prosperity faded by the early 18th century. Trade routes changed, famine struck, invasions swept Rajasthan. The fort became a ghost of itself, its walls intact, its people gone. The desert took what remained. Walk through the ruins today, and amid broken archways, you will find devotion still breathing. The Gopinath Temple, Someshwar Mahadev Temple, and Keshavrai Temple still stand tall, carved in stone, their shikaras reaching for the sky. Even in what is called India's most haunted fort, the gods never left. It feels as if Bhangarh isn't haunted by ghosts but by memories of worship, laughter, and unfinished prayers. At the main gate, an Archaeological Survey of India board reads, "Entry into the fort is prohibited between sunset and sunrise." Officially, it's a safety rule. This fort borders at the Sariska Tiger Reserve, and wild animals roam freely at night. Yet, locals whisper that this sign guards something more, the restless spirits of those trapped by the curse. When night falls, even the wind sounds different, low, mournful, and endless. Villagers tell stories of travelers who stayed after dark, of lamps flickering in empty rooms, music drifting through the ruins, and unseen footsteps echoing on stone. Some say a fragrance of sandalwood sometimes filled the air, a trace of the princess herself. No evidence, no footage, just whispers and beliefs. But sometimes belief is the strongest proof of all. Scientists dismiss ghosts. They point to acoustics, magnetism, and echoes in ruined chambers. They say fear sharpens the senses and the mind fills gaps with imagination. Perhaps that's true, but when you stand there beneath the fading sun, even reason hesitates before silence that feels alive. Bhangar isn't just a fort, it's a metaphor. It tells of how ego eclipses humility, how power invites downfall, and how sacred warnings turn into legends. The sadhu's shadow wasn't just about height, it was about reverence. And the tantric's curse wasn't just about revenge, it was about desire that turned into destruction. Like many ancient stories, Bhangar's tragedy speaks of balance between devotion and pride, light and darkness, seen and unseen. Today, the fort attracts historians, ghost hunters, and pilgrims of mystery alike. By daylight, children play among the stones, priests chant in the temples, and monkeys claim the palace walls. But as dusk bleeds into night, everyone leaves. Even birds seem to fall silent, and the fort returns to its long, wordless watch beneath the stars. Perhaps it was never a curse, but a story to remind us how fragile creation is. Perhaps Bhangar isn't haunted by spirits, but by lessons we still haven't learned. Because the real ghosts here are not those who died, but the dreams, the pride, and the love that once lived. If you enjoyed this journey through India's mysterious past, subscribe for more temples, legends, and the unseen worlds between faith and history.